Hey guys, I'm Holly Haven, and I just want to share a little bit about why I joined eXp. I think my story will resonate with a lot of you. Some of you might be considering a change right now. Others of you might have come across this video and just thought, hey, I'll give it a listen. So I wanted to share my experience personally. I have been licensed about 20 years. I have not done real estate full time, at least on the sales side, for that entire 20 years. But every time that I have been in the real estate industry, I have been with the same broker. So I loved that broker. I enjoyed my experience and I learned so much through the years when I was in and out of real estate. So my journey really was I got licensed. I was about 25 years old. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I joined a local brokerage. They offered a ton of education. They really put me on the right track. But we had two small children and we decided that it wasn't the right time for me to be full commission. So I stepped back from real estate and I kind of did it part time, like a lot of people. 2008 hit and I didn't have a foundation for my business. So I took a break. I took a long break. I taught high school for 4 years because I found during my years in real estate that I enjoyed the education side of it. I loved teaching, first-time home buyers about the process, and I loved explaining, really cool investment strategies and things that we could do to make money with our money, especially in real estate. So I did, learn so much through the years that I enjoyed giving back that information. So I taught high school for 4 years. Might have been the craziest 4 years of my life, but I loved it. I enjoyed it. And a lot of educators go into real estate. And when people ask me why I got out of education, I tell people it's because every child comes with 2 to 4 parents. And I happen to coach dance team and cheerleaders along with the classes that I taught. So it wasn't a long-term plan for me. When I went back into real estate, somewhere around 2015, I think, I joined a growing team as an operations director. I'm really great at processes and organization and all of those things. Even though I'm a very outgoing person, my strengths really fall in the organizational side of the business. So I worked with that team. They were pretty small at the time, 3 agents, kind of one VA, and they were really wanting to grow. So I found a home there for a couple of years, really loved it, enjoyed real estate, enjoyed being back in the industry and really understanding, what all the options were. I left that company and went to work for a third-party vendor. I became the operations director for a marketing company that worked with real estate agents. We coached agents on social media marketing, how to find leads online, how to really just have an online presence, have a social media presence. So I, again, was back in the coaching side of things in my life. I loved the coaching, the education, and I was learning every single day, and I was really able to implement it and find success for our clients and ultimately for myself. So in 2018, I decided to step out of that industry and go back into real estate sales and just start building my own business. It was a good time for our family to do this. And I just felt like I was in a good place. So I went back to that brokerage I had been at since 2002 and dove right back in. I loved it, I enjoyed it, and I had an amazing experience. About 4 years later, I just started feeling like I wasn't quite at home. I just didn't feel at home anymore. I loved the people in my office. I loved the broker. I really loved everything about my day-to-day experience, but I no longer felt aligned with the company, with the brokerage. And I know this is not uncommon, but it's hard to realize sometimes when your day-to-day is going well, your business is going well, you feel like you're, doing all the right things and really things are going pretty smooth. It's kind of like, why rock the boat? My story is I told my husband on a Friday evening at dinner that I just didn't feel at home anymore. And I felt like I needed to do something different. I might need to look at some options. So after many, many years of many, many eXp agents trying to tell me about eXp, a lot of agents I respect and I'm friends with, and I just kept saying, no, thank you. I didn't want to hear it. I wasn't in a place to hear it. I wasn't ready to hear it. I was super happy where I was. And even though I wasn't offended that they would offer, I just wasn't ready for the conversation. And this night at dinner, I'm chatting with my husband. I explained to him that something just feels off. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like I need a change. I feel like I'm not aligned anymore, and I feel like I'm not at home anymore. So after dinner, we decided to go sit at the bar and have a quick drink, just before we left. And I sat down next to a gentleman that I did not know by face, and we started chatting. And he introduced himself as Cliff Freeman. If you know who Cliff Freeman is, you know that he's been an amazing agent for a long time. He's had his own brokerage. He's done a ton of top producing agent coaching over the years. And we just happen to live in the same city, in the same market. So Cliff and I start chatting, and I'm going to tell the true story here. And Cliff knows I tell this story exactly how it happened. So Cliff, as we're chatting, he's asked me my name, and I said my name is Holly Haven. And you guys can bleep this if you need to, but Cliff looked at me and he said, "Holy shit, are you Holly Haven, the realtor?" Well, it made me laugh, and I said, "I feel like I'm being punked right now. How do you even know who I am?" And he said, "Oh, let me tell you." So he tells me who he is. Obviously, finally introduces himself. And I said, "Oh, Cliff, I know your name. Okay, this makes sense." And he said, "No, I knew we were in the same market, and I knew we would run into each other eventually." So as we're chatting, Cliff just starts, talking about eXp. And I said, "Cliff, your window opened today. I told my husband about 30 minutes ago while we were sitting at that table eating dinner that I no longer felt at home at my brokerage, and I was needing a change. I was needing to look at some other options and figure out, maybe what I wanted to do." So Cliff and I got to have a great conversation sitting at the bar that evening. And Cliff told me so much about eXp, things that I don't know that I knew, right? Because I had never been willing to listen. So what he started explaining was everything that I felt like I was missing. The agent ownership, right? The fact that there's so much unity and community and knowledge being shared across agents within the same market. And that is really something that got me excited. I love masterminding and networking and learning from other agents and coaching other agents. I know hundreds of agents across the country, across the world, and every single agent brings something different to the table. A lot of us are great at a lot of things, and most of us need to learn something new, something different, something that would help us rise to the next level. And so the more he talked about that agent community and the agent growth and why the structure of eXp allows agents to really feel aligned with each other and feel like they're working together and not against each other, even within the same market, it was really impactful for me. And it hit kind of I don't want to say a nerve, right? It's not a nerve, but it definitely, it kind of hit home for me that is what I was missing. I no longer felt like I was in a community of agents that wanted to grow together, even though there were some agents in my market center that we did, community and mastermind and network and all of those things. I just did not feel it from the company any longer. So as exciting as it was, Cliff told me there was an event in Puerto Rico the next weekend. So this was a Friday, and it was the following Friday. And I said, "Heck yeah, I'd love to go. I want to learn more." So I jumped on a plane. I met Cliff and his beautiful family in Puerto Rico in, gosh, it must have been the end of January 2021. No, January 2022. And I got to meet so many amazing people. I got to meet Glenn Sanford and Gene Frederick and Brent Gove, and just so many amazing agents that I had worked with in my previous career, that I had done some coaching with. And it just immediately felt like I had found my people. So I signed up during the 4 days I was in Puerto Rico. I got back home and I got to work. I got to work doing all the hard things, right? It's the details, it's the mess, it's the new signs and the new business cards and all of those things. And I have never been more excited than really just this entire last year, where I have gotten to dive in with eXp. I have gotten to learn so much just about the industry, things that I really knew but had never been kind of hammered home. And my faith in people has been restored, right? It's not that, I think any brokerage can be what you make it, right? And I think any community can be the community that you build. But I was lucky enough to find my community at eXp. And it was not something I could put my finger on. There's so many amazing things about the company, right? The commission splits and the capping and all of the things, right? They were in alignment with the way I wanted to do business, and that was great. Then we started talking about agent attraction. So not only could I make money by helping other agents find their happiness in their community at eXp, but I could then take those agents who needed it, I could put them under my wing and I could coach them and I could really help take them to the next level, and we could all grow together. And that was what excited me. That's what really just, jump started everything. So I am here to invite you guys to join us on this super exciting journey. There's a lot to be learned. There's a lot to learn from you, and I want to get to know you. If you are thinking, "Oh my gosh, this sounds like me. I don't feel at home anymore. I don't feel aligned anymore," or maybe you never did. Maybe you just never quite found your spot in real estate. I want to help you find that spot. Guys, click that button below, book a call with me. I cannot wait to chat with you, get to know you. If eXp is not your home, that's okay. We are still going to be friends, and we're still going to network, and we're still going to chat, and we can mastermind, and we can work together. But if you decide that eXp is your home, then I want to help you feel right at home super fast. I want to partner with you. So let's chat, book that call, and let's see if we can get this going.